Assalamu alaikum. If I were you, or if I may say so, there is definitely a solution. I did not know about his health before, but now it seems just right. In the future, the most popular, the most well-liked, I will say it again and again. Oh, it is, after all, a hobby. Teacher people are feeling overwhelmed. That's right. The road is clear in East Kazakhstan as well. This is for this chunk, Topolan, this place is the Irtish. Look, that's why you should go home. Situation. No, this is very, 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 very much. I have experienced it myself. In Samarkand, and then later the patients are divided here. There are 10 roads like this coming out of the Samarkand Sovkhoz, from us to Namangan, when we put this wonderful side of ours, from the letter to Tashkent, pouring a part of gratitude, I was left in the fog. I like it when specialists with a childlike spirit create robots. Why? There is an elevated and high place where 3 tons are solidly standing when the Khan of Namangan is called. And then there is heavy pouring fog, thick fog. The heat was absolutely blazing, almost unbearable. Nafazolin, which had once been clear, had now turned a deep, unsettling shade of blood yellow. Now, in the finger, it is already made up of various different cells. In November, the best of them is 1.5. A sore throat comes on suddenly like a whip. Just one Natasha before, sinusitis was for nothing. I just said one new thing. It didn't grow like before. 3 years. Then they know. A brief, thoughtful poem. Each of us from the very beginning undergoes development essentially for 3 days. If we cast a spell on it, it means macro. They also cannot harm us at all. Even if they were involved, just ignore them. All right? Okay, that's absolutely fine. So there's actually a book that is called Decameron. If you know of any story, or if you have any story in mind, please write the word Decameron in the comment section below. That's it for now. When it comes to the question of how to save it, that's really the main situation we're talking about here. If you have any thoughts or ideas about this, feel free to share them as well. Thank you for listening and participating. Now we'll read it through together, so please follow along as we go. It was something I simply couldn't explain. The parasitic Bahman blooms quite a lot, but in our tradition we call this a corolla. Maybe they thought about it. The tool. In the law, there is one victory van. The soul is also in pain. Its purpose is exactly in the first volume, with headings about stable, beautiful, natural resources for the dollar and natural reserves. This is for this, for this, for this, for this, for this. I've already mentioned this in Toros. If Samarkand is of great importance to you, and if Amankali is with us, we'll bring out Namangan. Sometimes even the poppy of Huzur laughs, and eating food becomes difficult to repeat when you're tired. What did I watch? How did it affect me, Shah Sanam? And as I separated myself, what kind of remedy did Kalyani mention? Tell me, who poured oil on the fire, as they say? Thank goodness the illness has passed now. Base 1. Inside me, it's not this feeling, it's not this feeling. I had mentioned that it is either a little from the widely spread prostate gland or for some other reason. Meaning? 0. The incident wakes up from a fast sleep, thinking only about the match called Ardimuchim, a few words in the robe. 3 drops of iodine cannot come. They are. This Begzad is also different. That's it. What a truly joyous and wonderful moment it was when the concert was happening in the evening. The atmosphere was filled with excitement and happiness. What a word 3. Our thoughts are far away, they only think. You are already among the few in the process. He himself is a test. Test 5. For them, they are swift, especially in their movements. I ask, I don't stand still, they wake up from sleep and get up. Preparing tools is a debate, but you yourself, how will this be useful when it comes? What is this coming? The most precious thing comes and gives itself to you, like a dog. It will be saved. Yes. Right. A lot. But how many exactly? What kind of substance is it exactly? Is it considered to be carcinogenic or is it something else entirely? A stimulus ligand? Gradually, what is this? Simply, these are already factors. This one, it gives information. There are many of them, but warn. It gives, meaning it speaks and evaluates. You used to look at the black bull rake and you had a long story and a long standing interest. I got into perfect videos myself, personally exploring them. The inner world has already been brought in, already introduced. 1. It just keeps repeating when it comes. Used to divide in the past. First, 1. Needed, also necessary beyond that. And it's a hassle, truly inconvenient. The weakest threat is carcinogenic, coming from the blood-rich steel tycoons. From them, margarine, a common household product, comes from the most ordinary houses. I still go and do it, you know. A happy home appears in 40 days. People still don't believe it. The dombra is just a kind of fog, a forced dollar, and they call it twins. Almaty, what about bringing it up? My friends, bring up the lesson. Well, of course, thanks inside the area at the base 1. 0, the goal is to study less. That's 2. Now, if they don't come, give them to the mosquitoes. The waves are strong. The mosquitoes are really economic. From the wall, but in the mud. Does anyone say this? Now we need 3 to the market, Chech. If you look at this engine, it's like a water college. The college, on the contrary, quickly gets involved. Now just stand a bit with the yucca quietly. How about pouring by hand? What about in his hand? Why are there so few of them? Only one in Almaty? So for that, well, mark it. Tana. If there's no available water in the soil itself will not absorb it during the time of Nauris. This situation can result in many water-related diseases. You, for example, say you pray. Yes, he thought of calling many things lessons on the day of the mountains. If you get involved, mark the places. Astrakhan is correct for the proper formation of the line. Water? Dividing the work, my 2 close friends and I, first of all, we live together in a house and we go to the market. It's just a wrap operation, just like that in Almaty, where you have a lot of friends in the cradle. Wagons. Yes, my friends, if we don't need it, we end up with nothing. Don't throw stones at the place. I feel ashamed to go back. Yes, yes. After that, everyone is drunk. Farhat, water, each to their own, you to yourself, your share is separate. But then you see one thing, the result is meat. The day is the weakest. If you win for 3 days, that's meat. If you look at the result in class, what about this? What is this? Is it an onion or what? We call this a review error. That is, here the pulse has its own rule. It's actually called Dora. This one. As much as possible. At least for 2 or 3 hours, that's religion. Beyond that, the bank is included. If you don't accept the basics, then in Almaty, water is considered powerful, and Malkan will be. From flour, blackstone, this shows the nuclear. These are chamomiles, that is. Should we call it a monkey or what?
Chamomile.
Chamomile, now already. Mom, we say we're afraid, but for what? I don't know, Mom. I don't know. People know. Of course, the computers are all talking about it now. My mother has been so worried about us for so long, but still, we can't call her. Russo will be told now if you bring him to the gallows and let him rest. Yes, it's just that for us, it's the most. Yes, it's necessary. It's an obligation. If you don't read, will those Indian nights be sleepless? The chart comes to nothing. They say he thinks like a bridge. Now they say it's a black diet. Apparently, you can study in Karaganda for Almaty. As a remedy for old age, we use the powerful yoga movements as guests. To keep the domain in our hands, this logic works for us. For that, you need one talent, and God Himself will grant it. So, a talent that couldn't be recognized, and I myself didn't go. Roman couldn't see the facts, and for those resting, an action is set, and only those who come and go know May without falling. I walked, moving forward as it was the day. If the ram has become stronger, then the day of action is indeed different, and here we are right now. This is what they argue, action with fire. He hit it once and then carefully brought it over to me. That's the nation I took as an example. Alone. They think it's all about activity. The hunter, carefully cleaning the grass, those are actions too. Some actions just remain actions. Now, their thoughts are filled with those frames. For my street friends. In the apartment, Maine. Now, nothing is left in his hands. From his hands, a box, my truly great friends. We called it the seed of time itself. Even if he was the elder son, if there was a device, it was fine. But if it was that Korean, then for these constructions, you are here. Maybe you thought of destroying the bush. That's the people. They allocate a new macro for the main courses, either served in jars or, if the required standards are not properly followed, the following applies. Then, one law, one thought arises. These may bring an example from Florida. So, just to get rid of acne, I myself said it's cheap, like for $1. Thank God I am falling. Tahajjud prayer. If I were just a rabbit, my friends told me to share that opinion. He says, if you hope for that, of course, if we share the knowledge we have, the strong will laugh at the weak. We know that the bucket we like won't cause trouble. And of course, hit like and comment. Once again, thank you, but I forgot to mention one interesting thing. If you boil the most sugary one, it will be difficult. So, sugar itself is healthy. If you boil it too much, it turns into caramel. It becomes something unnecessary. If you boil it for a long time when you're thirsty, it's the same. That leadership won't let go. So you feel the weakest, but we need to take a break and drink. It's being studied. Some friends who boiled my song in their minds provided me with strict and thoughtful discipline, and sometimes even exaggerated. Said this channel is like clear, refined oil according to the norms, without boiling it too much, meaning we should return to our origins or go back to where we started.
We pour the boiled water. What do you think about the system?
That's it. Let's try. Let's see. Let's test it out. Does it boil at 90 to 100 degrees in our kettle? We extract a little flavor and it develops on our tongue. All right, but that's fine. If you boil hotan blackcurrant, there are many possibilities.
And let's check the water. How much do we give for 1 to 10 minutes at home?
And more, and even more. Their main goal is to further develop and make progress on that particular day.
Thank you personally.